live on YouTube, and listen back on Spotify. This is the World of Football podcast.
Good evening and welcome back to another World of Football podcast. It's come around so quick, hasn't it? I mean, how is it the 10th of June already? We're doing our Euros predictions and I've got this absolute, well, I don't even know if he's going to be supporting Germany or Scotland at this rate on Friday. Honestly, what a way to kick off the what a way to kick off the tournament though. And honestly, the worst draw ever for you, isn't it, Reece? How you doing, mate?
Yeah, it is actually, funnily enough, but no, I'm good here to do what I do best, and well, we're going to see how tonight goes, but it's definitely a quality show in store for everybody, so welcome one and all. Hope you're prepared, because I certainly am.
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait for it either anyway. Let's give it a share, and just like what I'm doing right now as well, lads. If you are new around here, or if you're enjoying what you see, please do remember to like, comment, subscribe. Do what you can to support the channel. Listen to us back on Spotify. Like us on Spotify. Do the whole shebang, and that's the business end out of the way. In fact, there's one more business end out of the way. And then, by the way, I'm not having a rant about Rob Page tonight. I can't be bothered. I can't wait for him to be sacked if Noel Mooney can sack him. But apart from that, bit of context.
So a short one confirmed.
Short and sweet, happy days. But we've got the predictor up. We're going to do the group stage and third place tonight. Got one for myself and one for Reece as well. We might have a special guest joining us in a bit as well, but
we certainly hope so.
We certainly hope so indeed. I'm not sure. Sadly, don't know where Julio is tonight, so apologies for anyone who was quite looking forward to listening to him about Albania. So banging and happy days. But apart from that, there's only one place to start in there. Friday night, Germany against Scotland. Also got Hungary slid into that group. Also got the Swiss slid into that group. Very interesting Group A this year. Reece, take it away with your prediction.
Yeah, this is one of the few groups I'm actually looking forward to watching. Except the first game. I'm missing the first game of the tournament. I'm not going to be watching it. So I'll be on my way. Depending on what timing, if I might get to see the second half, I might not. I'll be at SmackDown, so I doubt I'm going to see this game at all. But I'm hoping it's a draw. Hard group to predict overall, except who's winning it. Germany outright are winning the group. But when you look at the fight for second, it really is a three-way fight. I think that's generally what I like about it. It's really hard to predict, but when you look at the overall quality of each squad, I don't think it's going to come down to quality. I think it's going to come down to experience potentially at the end of the day that could determine who gets second place. But I'm going to go on a limb, and so I am backing Germany to win the group naturally.
Zoom in a little bit, actually.
Yeah, I think Germany will win it, but to be honest, I think second will be Hungary.
Okay.
I'm going to be unbiased throughout the whole. I'm unbiased naturally anyway, but I'm going to be unbiased for this. I think Scotland will come third, and I think Scotland will be the best third place team. Personally, I think Scotland will be one of the six to make it. Maybe not the top of the pile. That's actually in the next group for me. But I think they will be within a chance of getting out a lot better than they did in the last Euros, where Scotland were getting, like, people were saying they didn't get there, they didn't deserve to get there. Well, they still got there. Now they've got there on merit. They've worked hard for it.
I mean, at the end of the day, you guys qualified. Is the way to look at it. And speaking about Scotland, the creators here. How are you doing, Mr. Horn?
He has arrived. Excellent.
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much. If everyone make sure to check out Doug's channel as well. Just did a fantastic stream of Leicester Till I Die as well. Make sure you guys watch that back. So
It was really good.
It was
Thank you.
fantastic, to be fair. Fair play, buddy. But aside from that, perfect timing.
Absolutely.
You get away with
Yeah,
your Group A, Doug.
but that's what I think anyway. I'll let Doug go in a second. But that's what I think of the group stage. I think Germany will win the group outright. I think Hungary will finish second. I think Scotland will be one of the six third best teams to qualify, and I think Switzerland will finish bottom. I think their squad is, when you look at it as a whole, I think the strength of squad, Germany eclipses out of all four teams by a mile. And they've got the superior manager as well. Nagelsmann's really shown himself effectively. The 2 wins against France have really shown himself, and his ability to change up matches like on the fly. I think Steve Clark, considering the fact where he's come since then, since he initially got the job, even he would have admitted he didn't think he would have got Scotland into Euro 2020 anyway. Like our fans, like our fan base, we were skeptical. We always are. There's always a little skeptical of can we make it, but there was always a little bit of optimism. This year, we damn right deserve to get there. And I know it's going to sound like, oh, you're celebrating this over or something, but yes, we did qualify to the Euros before England, and we've got a vastly superior squad.
Yeah.
Like compared to England, who are superior in every metric, we did qualify first. But when you look, and that's not me just to get one over England, I think England will win their group. But in an actual estimation, you don't qualify ahead of these bigger nations, especially one who's the outright favourite to win the whole bloody tournament.
Yeah.
If you're not good enough to make it, we're not a great team. As an honest thing, we're not a great team, but we are one of the hardest working teams in European football. And it's a reflection that we were able to turn our form around. I do have some sceptical points about Scotland going into the 3 matches. Number one, up front, I'm a little bit wary of our striker options. Lawrence Shankland is fantastic for club level, but for international level, he is just Che Adams with a Scottish name. Like he is pure Scottish, incomplete. I'm quite wary of Shankland up front unless he does convert chances, but apart from that, I think our midfield is our strongest point. Billy Gilmore's proved this year he's better than what he was the first time when he was too inexperienced. He's by far our best midfielder apart from John McGinn. Hungary have just got amazing players all round. Milos Kerkic, Dominic Szoboszlai, you've got Willie Orban experience at centre half. Like there's a plethora of talent in the Hungary squad, but I find this group to be quite interesting because when you look at this group from pen to paper, you've got the joint most successful team in European Championship history in Germany, with obviously Spain in the next group. You've got the 2 best performing teams in the Nations League concept, with the most promotions in Scotland and Hungary. And then you've got the team who always does a bastardry in groups and always seems to get out in Switzerland. This is like the group to call, but I'm going to go on a limb and I think Switzerland's luck has run out now.
Yeah.
I wasn't convinced by them enough in qualifying, and I get it. Some teams do amazing qualifying; they do great in the tournaments, but Switzerland normally do well in both, and I think that's the writing on the wall for them personally. So that's me anyway. Germany, Hungary, Scotland as a 3rd place team, Switzerland.
The only other question I have, and I'm going to pitch it to both of you as well, is in terms of Scotland's form going into the Euros, are you guys a little bit concerned about it? Of how it could potentially affect sort of how you, especially them having to play Germany, the hosts in the first game, who we always know whenever a Euros or a World Cup is in Germany, they always seem to turn up and do well.
Well, I'll let Doug give you the long-winded answer, but for me, what I'll say short and sweet is it's our first abroad international tournament match since France '98, where we played World Cup winners Brazil in our opening game, and we only lost 2-1. Like that was a hard match, hard team. My dad was actually at that game because he played for Hibs at the time, so he got free tickets to go to the game, and he got the World Cup final at the time because of playing for Hibs, which is quite funny. When you look at our form, it took 23 shots to score past Gibraltar. Not acceptable, but at least it showed that we can get goals across the whole team. Ryan Christie, fantastic goal for him especially. the game again, and I'll just wrap up by saying the Finland game is more of a telling point than the Gibraltar game, because the Finland game we were 2-0 up, lovely headed goal by Shankland, finally gets a goal, some confidence. We then get a beautiful goal, funnily enough, that leads to this. Doug will know what I'm talking about, and then we blow away. But what I'm going to say is only one of those goals was a legitimate goal, like in terms of circumstance. The headed goal by Finland, absolutely beautiful, but in no way, shape or form was that a penalty. Like for Craig Gordon, I get I know he goes in, he does an Andre Onana when you look at it, Onana versus Wolves, but the difference is Craig Gordon got the ball first. Not a penalty, but I'm not overly concerned by our form. If we were still winless, then I would be. The fact that we've got a win and a draw in our last 2 games get a little bit easier. On you go, Doug.
100%.
Yeah,
and I've got to say as well, in defence of you guys, at least you can score against Gibraltar. But yeah, Doug, take it away, man.
True.
Yeah. Let's just keep Rob Page out of the conversation, because I think you'd be here all night.
Oh yes.
I've got to agree. I think we've won 15 out of the last 21 competitive games, so I'm not really worried about that. I think the squad we've picked is really, really good. I think there are a few sort of questionable decisions in there, but I'm excited to see Tommy Conway, because I think he's got the traits of a Jamie Vardy. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and yeah, hopefully we can get through a group stage for the first time ever.
Interesting. Sorry.
I was going to say, I only have one worry about our team, and I've said it to you guys before, like on streams and in our group chat. The only big omission from the Scotland squad, in my opinion, is Lewis Ferguson. Like the fact that he was midfielder Serie A this year, he was Serie A's best midfielder ahead of Hakan Çalhanoğlu, says a lot. This is a 23-year-old Scotsman who captained Bologna to their first ever. We're going to captain them to the Champions League for the first time. He's not even going to play for another 4 or 5 months. Like, we badly miss Lewis Ferguson. Like, that for me is our biggest weakness. But I have another thing about Scotland. But I'm going to say at the very end, when we get to the third place, there's one thing I want to see Steve Clarke do after the Euros. But in the meantime, yeah. So, Doug, your predictions will be right in your brain because you've no longer done them. So let's hear them one more time.
I've got exactly the same order as Reece. So Germany, Hungary, Scotland, Switzerland.
Interesting. Are we potentially seeing a Scotland in the third place playoffs, or going straight through as that third place merit, Doug?
I hope so, because I think if we look at the balance of the groups, I think anything between 3 and 4 points, I think, gets you through. And I think as well, I think we're capable of actually winning a game this time. And I do agree with Reece. I think Switzerland weren't great in qualifying. How they came, second in a group that I think contained Israel is quite baffling to me. So I think that Switzerland's luck will come out eventually, and I think it could be this time. But no, look, I think Switzerland is the game to target a win, and then who knows about Hungary. But one thing I will say about Hungary, they don't have a lot of tournament experience like the other 3 do. So it's been a long time coming since they qualified. So I'm looking at that as a sort of a factor. Who knows? Scotland could easily finish second, and Switzerland could easily finish third, and Hungary could easily finish fourth. But it's how you start and it's how you finish.
They did get against Germany at the last Euros. Remember that as well. They've been in back-to-back. They've been in back-to-back groups with Germany. They were in the group with Germany at Euro 2021, and they were in the same Nations League, and they gave Germany very hard games. 3 games in a row. They really made Germany work for it. Very hard.
And they beat England 4-0 as well.
Yes.
So
yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah, I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful.
Absolutely.
Very
I'm just looking at the I'm just trying to get the group results because you were spot on about the Switzerland. I'm just trying to get the actual group. Yeah, I'm just trying to find the final. It would help if it just showed me the.
Was that not Albania?
Leaderboards, because I think it was. Where the heck where have you been? To be fair, Germany at that point, just decided, you know what, Joachim Low, your writing's on the wall. So the players went in and went, "Nah, we're going to overrule this guy." That's pretty much what happened.
To be fair, Joachim Low was just an absolute meme towards the end of his Germany career. I know the scratch and sniff went viral, but I mean, at the end of the day, it was reflecting on the pitch with Germany, wasn't it?
It is bad how it got, like, for him, concerned how great he actually was at international level. When you look at it, he did win 2 trophies. Like, he won the Confederations Cup, whether people think of it or not. And he did win the World Cup. When you look at teams around it, he should have won the Euros, I'd say maybe in 2012. 2008, that Spain squad was really good. But I stand on a limb. I think Germany 2012 is stronger than Spain 2012. I think Germany should have, if it hadn't been for Balotelli being an absolute machine for that period of time, it would have been Germany-Spain rematch, and I think Germany would have beaten them in 2012. Germany should have done Euros World Cup back-to-back, in my opinion. In 2016, but less said, the better.
Oh, 100%.
I'm just going to add on that. I think Germany's dark days are over now. I think it's very exciting under Nagelsmann. So I think
Tony Kroos for me was the smartest decision that he made. Why Hansi Flick froze him out, I'll never know. Right, there's those groups. So let's just have a quick look, because I've just went past the memes that's Wales. Sorry, dude. There's Belgium. We've got the same amount of points as England. There's Denmark's group. There's Romania. Romania won the group with 22 points. Yeah. And then Switzerland came second with 17. Israel finished third with 15 points. Literally 2 points. And also, Switzerland scored 22 goals in qualifying. They conceded 11. They conceded the same amount of goals as Israel, but Israel scored 11 goals. Israel finished with a goal difference of 0.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Very, very interesting.
I've got the results for the groups if you want it as well. So, like, to add in the factor for tournaments and all that for predictions, I do have the factors of where they are. I'm actually having a look. Germany, Hungary, Scotland, Switzerland. I just want to look at one thing. I actually want to see, in terms of goal difference, who actually had the better defence. So let's have a look. Because that's something that's actually interesting. So, Hungary, 7 goals.
Don't know why I think it's Hungary.
Hungary conceded 7 goals in tournaments in the qualifying. We conceded 8, but we scored 17 goals. Hungary scored. Where's Hungary? Where are you? Hungary scored 16. We had the same goal difference, but we scored a goal more. They conceded a goal less. Germany, that obviously didn't go, so it's irrelevant. But yes, Switzerland had by far the worst defence, but they had the best attack out of the 3 of us. So yeah, that factors in why I've got Switzerland 4th. Yeah, my justification is happy for change.
And that is also.
What does Nathan think?
That's also going to back up my justification. Now, to add a bit of context here, for anyone that's wondering and why I haven't joined a load of loads of people have been asking me, "Oh, where's my predictions and everything?" Same with my old man's. We're leaving it to the last minute this year because genuinely we don't know, especially with the individual predictions. So literally tonight, I am going to be doing this raw because, quite frankly, on some of them, I still don't have a clue. But Group A for me, as much as I wanted to put Hungary top, I can't when Germany the hosts. So it's literally going to be like that for me.
So you've got the exact same group as us.
Exact same. Lad. The only worry I have is this. Will Scotland be able to accumulate enough points, especially with how strong these two are? I'm calling it now. Hungary are my dark horses for the tournament.
They are one of them. Funnily enough,
They're
I
gonna be
think
like-
the two dark horses. I think the two dark horses are, funnily enough, second and third in our predictions. I think Scotland and Hungary are the dark horses in the tournament.
I completely agree on that. And to be honest with Hungary as well, considering the progression of their squad, I'm going to be bold here, and I reckon we're going to have a Denmark of 2020 and a Wales of 2016 when it comes to this Hungary squad. I am really impressed with how they've A, come into the tournament, B, dominated in the Nations League, even though it's glorified friendlies. And I know they haven't got that experience, but we've seen it time and time again. You don't necessarily need it if you've got that momentum. And Hungary, go with the momentum they got going into the tournament, they're going far this year. But yeah, that's my Group A rounded like that. So Reece, your turn up next.
I'll say this as well, and this is something else I want to add to. I genuinely think people are sleeping on Germany as well, like stupidly sleeping.
Absolutely. The thing is, at the end of the day, when you have a European superpower like Germany, especially when it comes to the Euros, those countries always seem to do well. So if the tournament's in Portugal, they dominate. We saw it when, obviously, the French in 2016, they got to the final. Yep. If there was, could you imagine if there was a tournament held in Spain around 2010? Oh my God. And then you could even say the same with England, first final since 1966, but
I think you'd get a lot of questionable moments with if Spain hosted a World Cup or Euros at that time, because not gonna lie, there was games when they were playing where they were genuinely quite sus.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, you're supposed to be the best team in the world and you're genuinely this poor.
The thing that I will give to Del Bosch, though, around that time period, was he just knew how to grind out like a 1-0 victory, be defensively solid. It's just, the style of play was stunning, though.
Yeah. I still
he had Fernando Torres at his disposal as well.
He did.
Villa as well, yeah.
Oh.
They were just fortunate. They were very lucky that they got Puyol in the right position against Germany. I know it's going to sound heavy German bias, but Spain weren't that good against Germany in that semi-final. They were genuinely so bad. Like, I don't know how the Germans didn't score either. They were the most ruthless team in the tournament.
100%, and that is the reason why.
Yeah, it was very good. To be fair, I would think they had the best. I think they had the best game of the tournament, though, apart from England versus Germany, and maybe Germany versus Argentina. That game versus Paraguay was absolutely insane.
Yeah, I've got to say as well, this group coming up is a group of death.
Yeah, and my predictions might shock you for this one. Might, we'll see. But so I'm just going to put out here now, and I'm sorry, Julio, but Albania 4th.
Yeah.
So we'll make that clear now. Albania 4th. I'm sorry. Not because I don't like Albania or anything like that. It's just when you look at the quality above, they might get a point, but they ain't. No, it's just no. I'm going to go on a limb, and I'm going to say Croatia win this group.
Wow, that's completely different to what I'm going to say.
Reason being, as I think the times where people say Croatia are like an underdog or a dark horse are officially over. I don't particularly think when you look at Croatia now that you can say they're not one of the best. They're not one of the most underperforming teams in Europe now. Like, they are generally one of the better performing teams. They've shown it at 4 tournaments in a row. There's generally no excuses for Croatia to go far again in another tournament unless it can be done in 90 minutes where you actually do beat them. When you look at them as a whole, their depth back to front is impressive. Like, and they've molded themselves a little bit better in terms of how they play football. Contrary to Switzerland when it comes to experience, Croatia were very good in qualifying. And I think they are generally better in group stage as it goes on. I think they will. Spain, I'm going to go on a limb. They scored 25 goals in our group. They conceded 5 goals. A goal difference of plus 20. They finished on 21 points. They finished 4 points ahead of Scotland in the qualifying. I'm going to go on a limb to say I don't rate the Spanish team at all.
Wow.
I genuinely do not rate them. But I still think they are one of the favourites to win the tournament because the Spanish, there's one thing that's renowned about the Spanish is their style of play. It's very effective when they get against certain opposition. Play to the strengths of the likes of Dani Olmo, Nico Williams, Pedri. You play to their strengths, you're going to do really well.
Yeah.
I do not understand why Pedro Porro has not been selected for the Spain squad. Like that, I don't understand. I think Pedro Porro is a far more effective outlet at right back or even as a right wing back than Jesus Navas. I do rate Jesus Navas, but I think Pedro Porro is a far better player. Had a very good season for Tottenham. I just don't understand that decision. I have Spain finishing above Italy, but only just ahead of Italy. The reason being is, like I said, I'm going to be unbiased. I mean, when you look at the three nations my family actually represents, I've been very fair. The reason I've got Italy in third is good manager. The system, the back three does fit this Italian team, but the likes of Calafiore, Buongiorno, Scalvini, it's a tournament too early for them, especially as defenders. They've had very good seasons in Serie A and across Europe, these players. But I think and especially Retegui as well as a striker. When you look at it as a whole, I think it is one tournament too early for these players. But I think by World Cup 2026, they will be in a better position to go. I still think they'll be one of the 6 best teams. And they could get a last 16. They could get a quarter-final. But I'm not sure. This Italian team could actually end up being a shot. This Italian team could go to the semi-finals as well because it's managed by a fantastic manager who plays attacking football. Yeah. And they'll be defensively organised. I just think there's so many young players. It's a tournament too early. So I think Italy will finish third. Albania, it's tournament experience. Non-existent. They don't really have it there in them. That's why I think they'll finish bottom. But I think they'll give the likes of Spain and Italy a good scrap. Croatia, it'll be a slightly similar way of play, trying to grind, like who's going to grind the result. But I think that the quality of Croatia, where Luka Modric will just wake up and just shoot from 25 yards and he'll probably score. I think that'll really decide it for them. But I do agree with Doug. This is the group of death, and this is this is the second out of the 3 group. Second of the 3 groups I'm looking forward to, especially Spain versus Italy, because I want to see some Spanish tears this time towards the Italians after that 4-0 at Euro 2012. But it's six third place teams because they've increased the numbers in the tournament. But I think you've got some fun here. I think you've got some real good fun. But yeah, Croatia I've got to win the group. Spain second, Italy third, Albania fourth.
Interesting. Dirk, what's your take on it?
I'm going Spain first. I just think Spain are Spain. I think the problematic position for me is their goalkeepers. I don't particularly rate David Raya as much as many people did. I think he's a great goalkeeper for Brentford. I don't think he's been as good as many people think at Arsenal. But I think the problem is that I think the goalkeeping situation in the Premier League as a whole has gone completely down. And I think that's why he won the Golden Glove as well. I'm going Croatia second. I think a lot of people are sleeping on this Croatia side. As we've already discussed, the last 4 tournaments, they've been absolutely unbelievable. Obviously finishing third at a World Cup as well. They beat Morocco in the third place playoff. They were absolutely outstanding. And I just think they're an underrated side as well. And I think the experience will go through by Croatia. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do. Because for me, I think they're one of the dark horses for me.
Livakovic is still their goalkeeper, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
Livakovic, yeah. Absolutely fantastic goalkeeper.
He's outstanding.
So I think Croatia will finish second. And then I am going to go Italy. As Reece said, I think it is a tournament too soon. And they have had a heck of a lot of injuries. I mean, you could probably name a starting 11 of Italian players that are not going. Willy Gnonto, Locatelli, Scalvini. There's so many There's so many
Yeah.
you could probably name
Genuine.
there. And then Albania fourth, but Julio, it's great to see Albania at a Euros. It's good to see, and I don't think it'll be the last because they did really, really well in qualifying. And to be honest, I don't think many people had Albania to get to these these Euros. So yeah, I'm gonna go that Spain, Croatia, Italy, Albania.
Interesting. Yeah. For me, as you guys have summed it up, this is my group of death. But I've got a bit of a controversial opinion coming.
It's four third place teams, by the way. Four.
Yeah, four.
Well, that's fine then. 4. That's cool.
But
that'll make so that's 2 of my picks gone. I'm going to be very nifty now.
Now, this is my thinking on it. Probably going to be one of the most extremely controversial predictions I've ever made.
It's what you always do, mate.
Absolutely. And you've got to be bold sometimes. I've gone Italy first. Now, despite the injuries, despite the high-profile names being left at home, I just think the balance in the squad, and also the fact that whenever Italy miss a tournament, they come out all guns blazing on the next one. We saw it when they missed out 2018 World Cup, won the Euros. Missed out on the World Cup again the last time in 2022. Done really well in qualifying. I know that Italy have their problems, but when it comes up into this tournament, and especially when you all play likes of Croatia and Albania as well. Now, we'll get on to Croatia in a moment because I do have an opinion about them. But I just think with the Italian style of play and the fact that with the way that they're going to be playing this defensive football and the solidity at the back, this is going to power them through in first place for me. And for that reason, I'm going to have to put them in second. Spain, very impressive young squad. However, I just think they need that little bit extra to push them through. I do think they'll have a successful tournament, round of 16 quarterfinals, but just that little bit more experience and that little bit of age and leadership will get them over the line in a couple of, maybe in the next tournament or two's time. So that's my thoughts on those two. Third place have gone Croatia. Now, I've seen Croatia live about 3 or 4 times within the last 5 years. And I've got to say, the last time I saw them, I just wasn't impressed by them at all. I know you've got balance across the pitch, Gravado, Modric, etc. But it's a tough one. I know they gel really well. But it's just the way they're playing for me. There's a bit too much possession at times. We counted them really well as well, but I just can't back them. I really can't back Croatia, sadly.
The one thing I will say about Croatia is when they come into tournament football, they're a different animal. When they make a finals, when they make a group stage, they are just the kings of tournament football. So I can see where your argument is. I mean, this is a real group of death. I mean, this could finish any order, if we're being honest. You know, it could easily be Italy, Croatia, Spain, Albania. You know, for reasons unbeknownst to us, you know, we could potentially see Albania maybe get through. It's so difficult to call. I think that's why it is a group of death, because the 3, Italy, Spain, Croatia, you know, they are so very experienced, and obviously Albania are not. But you know, if Albania can cause an upset or two, get something off of Spain, get something off in Italy, then you just never know.
Because another thing I'd like to add very quickly to Croatia as well is they do struggle to hold on to leads, and there is that sense of complacency there with them. So when they get the first goal or two within the first half, I don't know what it is with them, they just crumble. And I don't know whether that's a qualifiers thing or whether it'll implement a little bit, because at the end of the day, they have had a transitional period in between when they got to the final of the 2018 World Cup and obviously 2024. But the way they transitioned has been really effective. I just think now there's that little bit of a dampening edge there, which I do think is going to cost them sadly. But They could
I
come
was
out
just
and
noticing
surprise me. They could do a Croatia. Same with Albania. Great to see them back with their squad depth. But yeah, predicting this group is just impossible, isn't it, guys?
I was just noticing something. I
think
find this absolutely incredible. Like when you look at the Italian squad as well, because I was just looking at the final list for it.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's players that they used to play for the club, but in the entire 26-man squad, there's not a single listed current AC Milan player.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's
Sign of the times, isn't it?
mostly because they're avoiding Italian players, which is wrong. But when you look at the squad as a whole, it is a strong squad, but some of these I don't get. To be fair, I had an hilarious argument with Luca the other day who was trying to tell me that Italy are going to win the Euros or they're going to do well, and I told him flat out, no, they won't. Because he's determined too well, and he's like, well, why is Verratti and Insigne not playing? I was like, behave yourself.
I'll say this as well. I think the goalkeeping situation is a bit of a problem now. Because I don't think Donnarumma's not had his best season. And I think if you look at Tottenham, I know Tottenham have conceded so many goals, but for me, Vicario was one of the signings of the summer. Because I think he's a top goalkeeper, Vicario.
I genuinely think I feel sorry for him, to be honest, because the amount of injuries that Spurs had, and I don't know what happened with them, but losing Van de Ven so early on in the season just caused that defense to absolutely crumble. And if you don't have that in front of you, I'm sorry, Vicario, but
I think that's the hard thing for Italy. Is like it's been a long time since Italy. I think the last time Italy had more than one top goalkeeper was probably 2006 when they had Buffon and Toldo as well in the same team. But I think the worst thing as well though is it's not just two. It's they've got Italy right now. Have got maybe 4 or 5 good goalkeepers. The 3 listed obviously is Alex Merritt from Napoli, Donnarumma PSG, and obviously Vicario at Tottenham. But he's just went to Juventus now. But De Gregorio as well is a fantastic goalkeeper as well. Like they've also got they've also got their own Milinkovic-Savic, the Torino goalkeeper. Like Italy have got some very good goalkeepers right now. It's actually probably the hardest thing to figure out is who's going to be Italy's number 1. I think Donnarumma is an excellent goalkeeper. But to be honest, I would say Italy's number 1 based on consistency should be Alex Merritt. But I think Vicario is absolutely outstanding. I think that is probably the hardest, but even more so, their defence is hard to figure out. Who's going to be the 3 centre-backs? I think the only one that's nailed on to start for me is probably a Cherby. Yeah. As a right-footed centre-back, I think he's the only one nailed on.
I think as well, when you look at the fixtures, like on Saturday, like obviously you've got Spain, Croatia, you've got Italy, Albania. That's going to be very, very interesting to see who the starting goalkeeper is on Saturday for Italy.
I agree.
Because as I keep saying, I think Donnarumma is at a stage now where a lot of people are writing things about him, and they're not really very, very sort of complimentary. I just don't think he's had a great season. And honestly, I think he's made a lot of blunders.
He'll never be seen in a positive way by AC Milan fans again because of how he behaved. Like even though he was a 16-year-old debutant, he'll never be seen again as somebody amongst the club that we enjoyed because he was a snake. No. But I think the problem as well though is he's got a manager who wants him to play with the ball at his feet, and he's not. He's traditional Italian. He's a pure commanding area shot stopper. He is not a typical sweeper keeper. He does not play like that. Like no wonder Enrique's screwed. He's in the wrong setup for him.
So here we go. Group C, the group of Scandinavians and England.
Yep. I did say I was going to be unbiased, so I've got no choice. I am very honest here. This is going to be, and I say it by just because of some of the selections. Really, for me, is completely skeptical. I don't understand some of the choices. England will win this on goal difference. I think England will only just edge Denmark based on goals scored. I think England and Denmark are going to be the top 2 teams. I don't understand England's selections. I don't understand why Matt O'Reilly's not in the Denmark squad. I mean, I know it's Celtic. I know it's Celtic. They're an absolute twat club, but he scored 16 goals in the league, and he's a central midfield player. Why is he not in your starting 11? Like, I don't understand that. But I think Denmark as a whole, their experience is shown in recent years. They've finally got themselves back in a good position. They've got some really good players all round, back to front. I like the way they played in the last tournament. I thought, funnily enough, they had one of the most exciting games in the tournament. That was actually against England. I thought England versus Denmark in the semi-finals was actually one of the most underrated matches.
That free kick though was incredible.
Yeah, that was
Damsgaard,
sublime.
Oh.
Yeah, that free kick was sublime. I don't think you're going to see anything. I don't think you'll see them go that far again, at least not for a very long time. But I think they could get last 16. But that's as far as they go. They'll get to last 16. I think they will get eliminated. I think they would play the winner of Germany's group, so that if we're saying Germany win the group, it'd be Germany versus Denmark. It's already game over at that point, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think when you look after that, it really is deuces. Serbia, now they've got some cracking players. The problem is their two best players have now decided to bugger off to Saudi Arabia. So for the life of me, I do not know how well Milinkovic-Savic has done over there. Even though he was an amazing midfielder, like over in Italy, he made a stupid move. Mitrovic, he's over there. Like, what's the point? Luka Jovic has had a decent season for AC Milan. He got eight goals. So you know what? You can take that from a pinch of salt for how he played because he was third choice. But I'm going to go on a limb and I'm going to say, and they've got Milinkovic at centre back as well. Like, there's some decent players in that Serbia team. The problem with that though is, because I haven't seen two of their key players all season, and they're the ones that normally determine their performance at a tournament. The last World Cup, it was the likes of Milinkovic-Savic, and it was Jovic that, and to be fair, Vlahovic, they took the game to Brazil. But apart from that, it was just hard work. I'm not so sure this time. I'm going to say Slovenia finished third in this and Serbia finished bottom. And I think it'll be just. I think it'll be very close. I don't think you've got a lot in there, but Slovenia have got two players that I think are absolutely incredible. Their goalkeeper and their main striker. Benjamin Šeško is an absolute amazing striker, but he needs the midfield to supply him with goals. And Jan Oblak is just an absolute god in goal. I mean, that guy is an absolute joke. Like, he's a cheat code. Like that's what he is. But I think it'll come down to that. So he can just stand there on his own for 90 minutes. He'll be fine. Šeško, if he gets service and scores 1-0 Slovenia, that's all they need. Except against England, who England will just wave after wave of attack. But England's defence is where I think they might get chopped up in games, but not by much. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. England, Denmark, Slovenia, Serbia.
Interesting. Doug, you're up.
Yeah, I'm going to go England first, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say they don't get 9 points. Yeah, I think they slip up in one of the games. I don't actually think they've got 9 points in a group for a long time, actually. When we probably look at the England side, defensively, I think they're weak. I think they're way too weak. I think there's a few players in there where I would, like Jared Braithwaite. I don't understand how he's not been called up.
Yeah, that made no sense.
And as much as people are sort of making out that Jack Grealish is missing as well, he gives England something different. He wins those tactical fouls. He's really, really good at doing that. So, yeah, I'm gonna go England first. This is where me and Reece differ. I've actually got Slovenia to finish second.
Ooh, that's
and as he says, Jan Oblak and Benjamin Šeško, who I think is going to be a sought-after striker this summer. I've just got a feeling for Slovenia. I just got a feeling that there will be a shock in one of these groups, and I think it might be this one. And then I've got Denmark third. I think the problem with Denmark is I don't think Kasper Hjulmand knows his best team, and I think if you look at what Denmark have actually got, they've got Hermansen, they've got Schmeichel, Joachim Mæhle, Andersen, Eriksson. I think if we look at Denmark as a whole, and obviously Rasmus Højlund, how can I forget that? I think it's going to be between those two as well. If Højlund can get the goals, if Seshko can get the goals, I just have a feeling that I don't know what it is with Denmark at the moment, but I just feel that they might have. The World Cup, they were very, very poor. I think everyone has to say that they were very, very poor. But again, I look at Serbia, and Reece is right. I mean, I look at the stats with Milinkovic, Savic, and Mitrovic. Mitrovic has got 40 goals in 42 games. Now that's literally like saying to me that I could probably go to the Maltese league. Well, no offense to the Maltese league. And I could probably score goals in there. Like, the Saudi league is just awful. It's absolutely awful. It's never going to have the same as China did, getting all these players over there as well. The crowds are absolutely very, very small as well. So
I've still not watched.
And the problem is for me, exactly. And the problem for me is Serbia concede way too many goals. You remember the World Cup, 3-0 against Brazil. 3-3 with Cameroon, which they were 3-1 up in that game, and they managed to get, they managed to be pegged back to 3-3. Many goals, and that is why I have it in that order. I've got England, Slovenia, Denmark, and Serbia.
I'm going to remind you guys of something. It's actually quite ironic. Euro 2012. Spain, Italy, Croatia, Republic of Ireland was that group. Spain won it. Italy were second. Croatia were third. So that's 12 years on. They were in the same group 12 years ago. It was the last time Germany also did really well in the Euro group. I'm looking at the groups, by the way, right now from the last tournaments, and I've still yet to find England with maximum points. They've not.
I can't remember the last time they got maximum points, Reece.
No, I can't.
If I'm being honest with you.
I've done World Cup 2006, they got 7 points. They got 5 points when they finished behind Wales. They got 7 points in 2012. They got 7 points 2018. They got 7 points at the last Euros. And I'm pretty sure didn't they not lose a game at the World Cup this year as well, 2022 as well?
I think they dropped points to USA, didn't they?
That was 0-0,
I'm
wasn't
literally
it?
looking for.
Yeah, no.
I'm looking for them all. I'm looking for them all right now. It might because they didn't do it at the World Cup '98 either because they lost the opening game.
Yeah.
World Cup '94 they didn't qualify. I actually wonder
if they've ever got 9 points.
I wonder if it's either World Cup night. They didn't do well in the World Cup 2002 actually.
That
group was weird as well.
Stage? In 02.
2014 they finished. That was the Argentina. The Uruguay squad. That was the Uruguay group. Sorry, they were.
It was Uruguay, Italy, and Costa Rica.
Rooney scored his first ever World Cup goal, funnily enough, in that tournament.
Costa Rica won that group, if you remember.
This is World Cup. That's right.
Very true.
No, they still. I was looking through them. They did. Let's see. This is World Cup 2002. Yeah, World Cup 2002. Where's England? England got 5 points in 2002. I'm gonna have a look at Euro '96 now. Not for our own pain, Doug, but just for the actual groups themselves. I wonder. I'm actually starting to think England have never done maximum points.
Never got 9 points. I was thinking that actually. I was thinking that when I did mine earlier. I was like, have England ever got 9 points?
7 points in '96.
Yeah.
This is mental, right? Euro 2004, they lost to France in the opening game because Zidane scored the free kick at the very end. They didn't qualify for. Yeah, they didn't qualify for World Cup. They didn't qualify for Euro '92 either, eh? No, they didn't.
Didn't qualify for Euro 2008 because that was the Wally with the Brawley.
Oh yeah.
That was
in the golden generation.
World Cup '94, they definitely didn't qualify. Yeah, World Cup 1994, they definitely didn't qualify. I know that. And that was the biggest shock tournament ever when Bulgaria beat the Germans. No one saw that coming. Let's see, World Cup.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes, they
So
have.
who do they
That's
draw
right.
against in
Let's see. These are the groups for
USA 2020?
1990.
England drew
got
against
4
Scotland in
points
2020.
1990.
Oh yeah. Wembley won that.
Yeah, 0-0.
What
It's the
was
only
it?
team
What
that
was
they
that?
didn't score against the whole tournament as well.
Scotland.
We're
Yeah,
the
there
only
it is.
team that England didn't score against in 2020 throughout the whole tournament, which is crazy considering how well they were in front of goal, prolific wise. They were
By
impressive.
saying that, they
Yeah.
only scored 2 goals in the whole group.
Mm-hmm.
It's when they got out of the
2020.
group that's when they really kicked on. When they got out of the group, they were ruthless.
Yeah, 2-0,
But yeah,
4-0.
England have
3-1,
never done
3-1.
maximum. England have never done the maximum. That's mental.
There you go then. There you go.
That is mental. And that follows on into my prediction as well. Sadly, putting my bias out the door. It's going to happen, isn't it? And if the
They'll win the
unthinkable
group, yeah.
happens if the unthinkable happens and England do somehow get 9 points, the English media, as I've been blasting on about on Twitter all week, they're just going to be absolutely unbearable at the end of the day.
I'm
And
gonna say something controversial,
England's
and
failure.
I'm gonna say something controversial here, but I actually think it'll happen. If England get maximum points, England will win Euro 2024.
To be fair, you're probably not wrong.
Because then they will be on an absolute. Even if the likes of Germany or Spain or even France get maximum points in their groups, which they can, I think weirdly enough, if England get maximum points, it'll give them that confidence, considering the fact that this squad selection has been absolutely lambasted for some of the choices.
Yeah.
I think it would be crazy. It can happen. I hope it doesn't happen, but that's because of the media and all that. But I think this England team is good enough to win the tournament. I just think some of the selections are very bizarre. Like, I don't know why you've not got a natural left-footed defender in that squad. Luke Shaw shouldn't even be in the England team to begin with.
That's
No.
just laughable.
Some of it makes no sense. I don't understand how Adam Wharton's in that team. I think he had a good
If
season for
England
Palace,
finish
but
second, they're screwed.
Yeah.
they get Germany.
Yeah.
And
As in
Germany will
on
beat
for that
them
as
this time.
well.
I think Germany will beat them this time. If they play each other, they will. Unless Manuel Neuer's in goal, then I'm a little bit sceptical.
To be fair, you're not wrong. But, I mean, at the end of the day, there's no way that England are beating Germany in a home tournament. It's just not going to happen. I know we saw roles reversed last time, but it's not happening this time. And in fact, if England do finish second, I can see Southgate getting sacked, to be honest. And
I don't think they'll sack him throughout this tournament. I don't think they'll sack him throughout the tournament. I think they'll wait till the end. If you're a Man United fan, you're hoping Southgate goes a distance in this tournament because he's the bloody favourite to get the United job if Ten Hag gets sacked.
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that.
Laughable. I don't know what Ineos or the Glazers are on about that. I mean,
Drugs.
Are they blind or something?
It's all that cocaine they're snorting, mate.
Oh God! Come on, Jim.
Ratcliffe is on the rat fumes if he makes Southgate Man United manager.
Oh God, that is coming in the night. Oh God! But moving on to the rest of my prediction, Denmark in second. It screams England are dropping points to Denmark. It's happening.
I think so.
Slovenia, impressed by their squad. Benjamin Sesko is going to have the breakout. He's going to have a breakout tournament for me. Jan Oblak.
He's one of them, yeah.
He's one of the players who are screaming for player of the tournament. And Serbia, when half your players are in Saudi, Milinkovic Savic, who could have, in the prime of his career, been a Ballon d'Or candidate. Waste of time. Mitrovic, I know he's getting on, but he still had a load of goals in the Premier League.
It's quite scary.
Waste of time.
It's quite scary when you look at Milinkovic Savic when for 4 or 5 years on the bounce, he was wanted by Man United, he was wanted by Juventus, he was wanted by AC Milan, he was wanted by Barcelona, and he chooses Saudi.
Yeah,
Liverpool as well.
Yeah, and Liverpool. I'm like, mate, these are 5 of football's greatest ever football clubs in terms of prestige and history, and you went from Lazio to
Saudi.
Stupid Saudi Arabia. I'm like, that just sums up you're not a professional footballer.
Yeah.
You're just Jordan Henderson with a Serbian name. Like,
Was it Marek Hamsik as well? Did he end up somewhere in like China?
yeah,
Hamsik
Hamsik
went
went
to
over there.
China.
Oscar is, you know, it's mad. Oscar is still playing in China.
Yeah, that is
He's
quite
still
mad
there.
actually.
Nuts.
He has not left China since he went over. I mean, fair play.
That is scary.
Why not?
That's
He must
scary
be
as anything.
absolutely minted at this point now with the amount he's earning over there. But
To be
considering
fair,
the
I
way
at
the
least
Chinese league's collapsed, how is he still over there?
I will at least
Yeah.
give Oscar credit. Unlike any other footballer that's went to Saudi Arabia, I will actually give Oscar credit. Oscar at least went and won the Champions League with Chelsea, and then he went, "I'm going over there because I want to make the money for my family. Like that's it. My family comes first."
I've got to say, it must be very, very ironic that the next group, France and Netherlands, have both got each other again. They were actually in the same qualifying group.
That's right.
That is interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna get cooked for my predictions on this one as well. I'm gonna get cooked.
Go on then, what you got?
I'm generally gonna get cooked. So I do have France to win the group.
Yeah.
I think
But France will-
everyone's going to have France in the group.
but France will not get maximum points. I don't think France will get maximum points. I think France will finish on 7. Second, I've got Austria.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have Austria to finish second. I think they're a far more organised team back to front than the remainder of the opposition in there. I think the steady ship, I know it's Ralph Rangnick, it's a little bit biased in there, but when you look at the quality of their squad, Baumgartner, Sabitzer, David Alaba, like, they're far more organised. And Javier Schlager as well.
Yeah.
They've got a balanced squad. It's far better than what it was. They were a bloody good side in qualifying as well. A lot of people weren't expecting them to do anything. They were one of the most devastating teams in the qualifying stages. In contrast to the Netherlands, good squad all round. They've got some really good players like Reijnders, like Koopmeiners, fantastic. Van Dijk is still reliable at centre back. Nathan Ake, impressive. Their fullback position's interesting. Who they're going to play at fullback, I don't know. Xavi Simon is incredible. I'm not sure if Memphis is in their squad, but he's always reliable for them. I think Broby's a good striker. The problem is, as much as I like the guy, and I've said it numerous times, I like him, I don't think Ronald Koeman is going to do anything with this Dutch team. And I think, as a whole, when you look at that, it's not going to work. I think they do need something different. But I'm going to go on a limb as well and say, if Netherlands want to do well in this group, then they don't start Frankie de Jong.
Yeah.
I think their best midfield, funnily enough, is Reijnders beside Koopmeiners, behind Xavi Simon. I think that's their best midfield. The two behind the 10. I know Frankie de Jong is one of the best ball carrying midfielders in world football. That's fine. And it might come across as a heavy agenda because he rejected United. It's not. I'm generally not as impressed with Frankie de Jong as I have been the past couple of years. I think he's completely changed his game where he does not fit the Dutch team. And I think that is a strong reflection for him, where Reijnder's a far better, deeper player, and Koopmeiners is one of the best progressive passers in Serie A. Like, he was averaging 3.9 progressive passes. Sorry, he was averaging 3.9 carries. He was averaging 5.4 progressive passes a match, and he was averaging 6.7 for through balls. Like, insane deep play, especially with Xavi Simon, who had an amazing goal scoring season for Leipzig. I think that's more effective for them than anything else. I think, as a whole, I think it comes down to them. I'm just not as convinced by the Dutch team as I am, say, an Austria or a France. And then Poland, they're just Poland. They're just crap. So yeah, they'll finish bottom anyway. So happy days.
Fantastic. Doug, you're up.
Yeah, I'm going France, Netherlands first and second. France or France, yeah. I like Reece. I don't rate Ronald Koeman at all. I'll be very, very shocked actually if he's still manager by the potentially the World Cup qualifiers. Nations League. The problem in the Netherlands, I always say it, they always get hyped up, and they never seem to deliver. And I know that the closest they've got really is to 2010. They got to the final and they lost to an Iniesta strike. But for me, I just think France are one of the favourites for me. And Netherlands, I just think they're overhyped, unfortunately. Austria third and Poland fourth. I think Poland have a problem where Lewandowski, I think, is coming to an age now where I think he's probably going to be saying goodbye to international football.
I also have some breaking news as well for you guys. Lewandowski is actually gone off injured tonight, and there's doubts whether he's going to make the tournament.
That's huge.
That's a massive blow.
I was actually going to say we have concerns for Andy Robertson as well. He went out injured in first training session today as well.
That's going to be
apparently it's not as bad, but yeah. Germans as well. Füllkrug went off injured for Germany as well in training.
Austria are one of my dark horses. I think they've got a really good squad, and Ralph Rangnick, Wreck-It Ralph, as Chris likes to call him. I think Austria will do well, and I think as well they'll definitely take points off Poland. I wouldn't be too surprised if they take a point or any points off Netherlands as well. So I actually think the three teams that are actually there at the moment, the four teams that are actually in third place in these groups, I think are the four that go through. So Scotland, Italy, Denmark, and Austria.
That, to be fair, I would struggle to disagree with. I honestly don't, and it's quite ironic as well that Austria play the football that Germany realistically should be playing. That high pressing dominant style, because it's more suited to tournament football. I don't like Germany playing possession football, but at least under Nagelsmann, I can tolerate it a little more because he does at least will go more direct. I prefer when they just beat people relentlessly, and it's going to be hard to if Austria get in gear. It'll be hard to stop them. Especially when they're coming at you from all bases. Especially in a midfield diamond, they really are settled. It's going to be an interesting group. I'm looking forward to this one. I think this is the one group I'm eager to see.
Yeah, I completely back that as well. And for me, this is the second group of death as well. We all know that France is going to win the group. Depth everywhere. That's all I need to describe it, and one of the tournament favourites yet again. This is where it gets tough, and I'm going to go out on a whim and say it's going to be like that. But
same order as me.
Yes. However, I think Netherlands are going to finish second on goal difference. Maybe because, very similar to what you said as well, Doug. I think Austria are definitely my dark horses. Just too much Ragnick in tournaments, just too much depth all over the pitch as well balanced. It's a perfect recipe. Going to get through easily in that third place position. And the thing I will add, down here, nil point.
I just realised something.
Absolutely,
actually. You know what would be interesting? I just realised something that we didn't bring up earlier on about the Switzerland team. Switzerland actually do have the best young goalkeeper in Europe, though. They do have Kobel in goal.
Kobel.
He's brilliant.
Be interesting to see how they do with him, because he was fantastic. But there's just something about that Austria team that has me thinking. I'm actually just gonna have a quick look at their squads now. I want to see who they've called up
100%
for the tournament. I'm not changing my prediction. I just want to have a look, because there's some players in that squad that the only thing I'm not sure about is just their goalkeeper, but the rest of their team, I just want to have a look.
Sommer got picked.
Come on.
I believe so.
Yeah, let's see.
What I will say about Group E, it's the group of life.
That was going to be so ridiculous.
Absolutely. He's not actually in their squad. Okay.
Wow.
So
that surprises me.
Austria's goalkeepers are Nicholas Helder, plays for Rapid Vienna. Heinz Lindner, who's the Union Saint-Gilloise goalkeeper, and Patrick Pence, who plays for Bromby. But the
No
team
Daniel
all the way
Bachmann?
through, I mean, yeah. There's no
Wow.
David Alaba in this squad either.
Is he
Okay.
not injured?
Potentially.
I think he is. You know what I'm actually interested by, and this is where I think we really need to try and figure this out, lads. We need to try and figure out who their midfielders are going to be, because their midfield is literally
Yeah.
Marcel Sabitzer. This is the
Yeah.
called up midfield that they've picked. So they've picked 2, 4, 6, 8, with 9 midfielders. So you've got Marcel Sabitzer, Florian Grillitsch, Christoph Baumgartner, Konrad Leimer, Florian Kainz, Nicholas Seevolt, Romano Schmidt, Alexander Prass, and Matthias Schiedel. Not gonna lie, when you look at that, they're gonna play. I think they'll probably play either a 4-4-2 or they'll play a 4-2-2-2. I actually cannot think who Rangnick's going to play in that midfield. That's such an aggressive midfield. I think the only one that's generally guaranteed is either Sabitzer or Leimer. But if he's playing 2-10s, then Baumgartner has to be one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got
that's
some
some
breaking
squad.
news as well, guys. That's just come through. Come from
Rob Page, not the Wales squad.
Romano. Frankie de Jong will miss Euro 2024 as he returns to Barcelona due to physical conditions.
Oh, it's
Oh.
almost as if I've spoken into motion.
That, to be
The
fair,
Dutch have got
that was
the Dutch have got a
perfect
chance
timing,
now.
Reece. They do.
the Dutch have got a chance now.
But yeah,
Right,
sadly,
group of life. What are you going for?
sadly, it wasn't news about Rob Page, but yeah, Reece, take it away.
Yeah. the group of life. I do like this one. I do like that. Okay, I'm good. So maximum points. I think they'll get maximum points in this group, but I absolutely still do not like them. But I do like Openda. I do like their coach, and I like Varskaran, Belgium.
Yeah.
No waffling around there then.
Nah, none at all.
Oh,
Waffling.
You behave.
Waffles. Belgian waffles. Yeah.
You are absolutely criminal behavior. Second place. I don't know if this might shock you, but second place I've gone for Romania.
Ooh.
I'm not surprised.
I've gone Romania to finish
Okay.
second. I do like some of their players in this team, but I'm just sick of the whole political bollocks around it. I've gone Ukraine to finish third, but I think if I see Zinchenko get snapped in half, then by whoever does it, I'll celebrate. But the quality of this Ukraine team is really good. I just think I want to see a complete shock happen, and I think Romania is one of those teams where it could be a shock. Obviously, Ukraine are more likely favourite to go through because they've got the likes of Dovbyk, Yankonkov, Yarmolenko, unfortunately Zinchenko, Lunin in goal. Like they've got some really interesting players. I just think there's some mad shock in there. Romania is one of those sides. Slovakia, they've got no one that I can think of that might actually do any damage. Unfortunately, so
Unless you mean Dubravka.
yeah, see what I mean? No damage. Unless he goes to
Skriniar,
maybe. Unless he scores all the headed goals for them. Dubravka will probably try and play beach volleyball and put the ball in his own net. But apart from that,
The only
There's
one I
nothing
can
else.
really think of is on Rage. Is it Duda? On Rage Duda?
all right, yeah.
He's all right, to be fair.
I'm gonna go on a limb. I think Slovakia get no points. I'm gonna have Slovakia as the only team in the groups to get 0 points. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's me. Yeah, Belgium, Romania, Ukraine, Slovakia.
Well, no waffling around Belgium. I think they'll get first. I've got Ukraine second. You like that one, don't you?
It's funny.
And then I'm going Slovakia, Romania.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what it is with Romania. they didn't score many goals in qualifying. And I think the problem is with me is that they're not the best defensively. And I think it's just a case of whether they can get the ball in the back of the net, and I'm not too sure about that.
Doesn't that Dragusin not play for Romania as well?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, he does. I think he's probably their
hope
best player.
Yeah, I just like him because his name.
Yeah.
They do have
Belgium
Radu as well, actually.
Belgium for me, I think the golden generation is gone. I think there's a couple of players in that squad now that are now sort of veterans, like your De Bruyne's, Lukaku's. Yeah, and I think as well, Doku. I think he's going to be one to watch, and obviously Bakayoko as well. But yeah, I'm going Belgium.
I really like him. I really like Bakayoko.
Yeah.
I do like Varskaden. I think he's an excellent player. The Anderlecht boy, Yari Varskaden. I think he's extremely underrated. There's the lad that plays for Leicester, the young centre back. He's all right. There's a good, and then obviously they've got Verbruggen as well. I think he's a really good goalkeeper.
Oh, Wout Weiss for Leicester.
Yeah, I really do like him. Yeah,
there's no Courtois. I think that's a big. It's a big problem. No, Courtois, but then again, he isn't playing much football.
I like the boldness of
steals though and stuff. So
I do rate the decision.
Goal.
Yeah, I'm going Belgium, Ukraine, Slovakia, Romania.
Interesting.
That's fair. I do actually. I know he's only played 4 games, and I get it. You want the experience. I would take him just to sit on. I would do, funnily enough, what Nagelsmann's doing with Thomas Müller, even though he's listed within the squad. I would just take Courtois listed just to have him as a senior experienced figurehead on the bench. But when you look at the Belgium squad, De Bast as well. I do like him as well, actually.
Yeah.
When you look at the squad, like it definitely is tailor made to how Tedesco likes to play football, like a solid back 3 system that likes to play more of getting the ball forward, controlling the pitch, and obviously pressing really well. The combination of German, Italian as he is. Artur Tiat, he's another one. Keep an eye out for him. One thing we spoke about at the World Cup, which was bang on and has actually come true. We spoke about are we going to see more young players come into the Belgium team? 3 of the Belgian defence are 26 and below. That's Zeno De Bast, Artur Tiat and Wout Faes. They're 20, 24 and 26 respectfully. Thomas Meunier is still listed as a defender. 32, Van Vertonghen 37, Castagna 28. The midfield, Astor Frank, Milan on loan, but obviously he plays for Werder Bremen. Leandro Trossard is listed as a midfielder. Tielemans 27, De Bruyne 32, Witsel 35, Arthur Vermeeren 19, really good player. Amadou Onana, Maxime de Kuiper, keep an eye out on him. And then their attackers, Luca Bacchio, I like him. De Ketelare, good season for Atlanta. Openda, he's the star of the show. Doku, quality. Carrasco, mental. And then obviously Lardars, Luka Kardashian as well. But the problem I always have with Belgium is Belgium are more overrated than England's golden generation.
Yeah.
Because they actually played them.
Problem.
And the reason why I think the weird thing is I think they're more overrated because they were actually played in their proper positions. Whereas the England generation, it was just purely because of how dominant Man United, Liverpool and Arsenal were at the time as a whole, and obviously Lampard playing for Chelsea. Yeah. Whereas Hazard, De Bruyne, Lukaku, when he was actually moving about, these are players, and Carrasco was obviously 25 and all that, ripping up for Atletico Madrid. They were, and Alderweireld and Vertonghen were still capable of playing football. They should have won either a World Cup or a Euros at least once. They should have done something. They really did bottle it in that sense where they are vastly overrated. I'm going to go on a limb and stand by it. Belgium's golden generation is far more overrated than England's. because they actually weren't their proper positions, and they were at one point ranked number 1 in the world. As far as I can remember, the England generation was never even ranked in the top 3. I think it was Italy, Germany, and Brazil were ranked the top 3 consistently for that time. England were 4th or 5th. I think that says it all for me.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I have to agree with that. And pains me to say it, but it's got to be Belgium finishing top of that group. I'm going to call it now. This is the last tournament for many in that Belgian squad, in particular, that are coming through from that golden generation. And when we're looking to USA 26 and UK 28, I'm going to say it, they're going to mould back into that 3rd and 4th place team failing to qualify. I know they've still got the talent coming through, like Jeremy Doku is an absolute talent. But unfortunately, at the end of the day, they're just not going to be able to replace it. And that golden generation was just far too strong for me. And it was, as Reece, you just mentioned, Reece, it was massively overhyped. But the decisions, for example, to employ the likes of Roberto Martinez, just ultra possession and that rubbish football, it just did not help them play to their strengths at all. And they needed that serial winner to get over the line, because with the squad they had, they should have at least had one major trophy. And it flopped, unfortunately.
The closest they came though, was it Euro 2016? No, it was World Cup 2018. The closest they came, it was the semi-finals they got in 2018, or was it the quarterfinals? They lost to Argentina. I know that.
It was the quarters, wasn't it? Because then Argentina lost to France.
Because they absolutely slapped up Brazil as well. Neymar spent half the time diving about, thinking it was his sister on the grass. I think they're going to struggle at the Copa America as well. I'm going to say it now. I think Uruguay will win Copa America in the US.
Yeah, Uruguay will destroy Brazil for me as well. And that's
some of the Brazil squad I just don't rate. I just don't. And
it just feels so poor though, doesn't it?
It's a shame we'll never see Lucas Paqueta play football again.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in peace. Your career, rest in peace.
Absolutely.
Or should I say, you can bet on that at Bet365.
Oh, the puns have been insane tonight. But moving on.
I feel bad for him. It's a horrible disease, gambling. Gambling addiction is horrible.
Yeah, gamble responsibly, guys.
Yeah. Albania, so Romania second, you've gone same as me.
Really good qualifying campaign. And when you match it up with the likes of Ukraine, who they got the talent there, I just think they need that little bit extra spark for me. So I'm going to put them in 3rd. They're going to be so close as well to get in that fourth position.
Same as me.
But I just can't see a sadly for them. And Slovakia, I have watched them so many times live in the last 5 to 8 years, and just without Marek Hamsik, sadly they're nothing. They've got the odds good player dotted around. I think their midfield is fairly decent, but without the leadership capabilities that he had and the way he got that team to gel, just sad. I cannot back them in this tournament.
He's not the only one they miss,
but unfortunately, I gotta put him 4th.
He is Slovakian, eh? Vladimir Weiss, or is he Slovenian?
He's Slovakian.
I was gonna say he was a quality player to watch. He's another one. If he had been too old, because this would have been perfect for them. But yeah, I agree. They were literally a one-man team for Hamsik for years, and it really sums them up. They are doomed.
Yeah. Also, when we played them the other day, yesterday, I was quite shocked how poor they were, because the fact that
the final result was
4-0.
I know, that's the shock.
I know.
And I've seen your squad.
It should have been
your
more.
starting 11. I'm like, how are you losing 4-0 to Slovakia? I'm sorry, but how? Friendly or not, like I would just retire as a football fan after that result. I would retire.
Well, I haven't renewed my Wales membership yet for that exact reason. Absolute disgrace. I mean,
that must put the fear in you, that game. That must have put real fear in you.
Oh, it does. I'm sorry, but how can you draw? Oh, you got me going. How can you draw?
We're going to talk. We'll talk about it after we do third. We'll do after we talk about third places. And then I really want to get your thoughts on that game.
Absolutely shocking. But yeah, that's my Group E. Anyway, Reece.
Right, last group. Here we go.
Here we have it.
After the third place ones, I want to do something with you guys. It's actually quite fun after we do this, but it's not
excellent.
pick on Wales. It's something else because I don't think anyone else has actually thought of this. Group F, Portugal. Yep, Portugal win this.
Goes without saying.
Patrick Schick is going to give Turkey the shtick, so Czech Republic in second. Georgia in third, Turkey fourth. Mamir Dashvili just to keep out the goals. Kvaratskhelia just to get the goals. Turkey get roasted, hopefully, and stuffed. Czech Republic, they're just a decent squad, and apart from Roberto Martinez being an absolute fraud, that Portugal team is one of the best in the tournament. If that team doesn't get maximum points, I'll echo Doug's comments from his stream tonight. If Portugal do not get maximum points from that group, they are genuinely being managed by a fraud. Because that team's got no excuses not to get at least the Euro semi-finals. Whilst winning 3-4-0, maybe the odd 1 or 2-0 games, they should be scoring at least 3-4 goals a game with the quality they've got and getting regular shutouts. And one of the players in their team I think is going to have a breakout, and that's João Neves. Brilliant season at Benfica. Yeah. I think he's going to have a fantastic Euros as well. I think he'll rival one of the German players for a young player of the tournament. And I think that'll be Musiala, but I think I'm really eager to see how Neves gets on at this tournament. But God almighty, Portugal should be slapping this group apart. Like, they've got to. If they don't, then Roberto Martinez should just be sacked after the tournament.
Interesting. Doug, your take?
Yeah, I've got to echo those things. Portugal first.
Yeah.
The quality that they've got in their squad is quite unreal. I think they've probably got the 3 best goalkeepers at the tournament as well. Patricio, Costa, and Jose Sa. I think they're 3 top goalkeepers. I'm not making the same mistake that I did in the last Euros when I said Turkey are dark horses, so I'm putting Czech Republic second. And then I'm putting Turkey and then Georgia.
Interesting.
I'm just glad we're not in the same group as them this time.
100%. So in my case, goes without saying, doesn't it? If Portugal don't get maximum points in this group, Martinez just sack him now. Absolutely. He's a diabolical manager for me anyway.
Agreed.
And that's not me being biased either, considering who he used to manage, but
it's just a fact.
A, it's a fact. And B, it's the style of play he tries to drum into teams, even if it makes them far worse.
Yeah,
I just can't with him.
I know he's had an excellent season with Porto, but we don't know if he's still going to be in the Porto job come new season, because obviously he does have a part of his new clause in his contract where he can just leave if he wants.
Yeah.
If Roberto Martinez does end up getting the boot from the Portugal job after this tournament, if they underperform, I would generally say Sergio Conceição should be the front runner to get the Portugal job. I think he would be him, Jorge Jesus. I think would be nice to see in the Portugal job before eventually.
Is he not Marseille bound, Reece, though? Sergio
I'm not sure
himself.
if I know he was linked to them, like he was heavy linked. I don't know if he'll go, but I think he's one of them. I would like to see him and Anarim at one point in the Portugal job, but I really want to see box office Mourinho at one point manage Portugal.
Oh, I think everyone would, to be honest.
Yeah,
I think that would be absolutely iconic. Like, there's a place in football where Jurgen Klopp eventually takes the Germany job down the line after Nagelsmann steps down, like after he does a good job. Zidane takes the France job at some stage.
Yeah.
Guardiola somehow accepts the Spain job, even though he claims he's Catalan and he's all that.
I can never see Guardiola taking the Spain job, to be honest.
It'd be entertaining though. And I think Carlo Ancelotti is the Italy manager. We just need to see, and Mourinho as Portugal manager, we just need to see the ultimate. Like, we have to. If we don't, then fuck football.
100%. Welcome in, James. Hope you're well. I did see it pop up earlier. It's on my watch list for later. Hope you're keeping well, buddy. But continuing
I'll
on
get
with
that
mine,
watch later as well.
100%.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, make sure to check out the Watford Way in the chat as well, guys. Some amazing content on there, and yeah, amazing bloke he is, James. But aside from that, Czech Republic, written in the stars, finished second for me. This is tougher than I think.
How many times will Turkey get stuffed? That's the main question.
And they always get stuffed in major tournaments as well. They barely scrape through qualifying. Like, the qualifying group they were in, generally across the board, was really poor. Croatia, Wales, Estonia, Armenia. It was such a poor qualifying group. And
So Georgia's not on your mind then?
Fuck's sake, dog.
Oh my god.
He's only just caught on. I was like instantaneous. I was like, no.
Stinker. I have had an absolute stinker there, lads.
You've had a howler.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm loving this. All the journalists are getting called out tonight.
Mm-hmm.
All the journalists that said Tuchel met with Ratcliffe in Monaco United have just come out and said no, they've not met.
Wow.
Per place ranking, I'm sorry, but look at that. That says 6. So is it?
You've got to literally pick the top 4, I think.
Oh, fuck. See, that's what I misread. Fuck. Then this is going to be entertaining. I'm just going to go with the same first 4.
Mm-hmm.
Scotland, Italy, Slovenia, Holland. Fuck Ukraine.
Just like that?
I'm not interested in Ukraine and Georgia. Just not.
Yes, correct. What is the Telegraph after? Yeah, go away.
They're after you, mate. They want your attention.
I know. Shocking.
I
mean, I am the master of attention anyway. So
they want you to telegraph it.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna go.
The dad jokes tonight, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Italy, Denmark, Scotland, Austria, and then Turkey, Slovakia.
Interesting.
See, that's a 4 that I would like to see go. Like, that would be really good 4 teams to go into the last 16. Like, that would be very difficult to narrow it out.
Yeah, I completely agree. Quite surprised to see Slovakia bottom as well. To be honest. Mine's just the quality in there is something else though, isn't it, guys? This is where it gets interesting for me.
You're just humped, mate.
I know. Look at that. What have I done with these predictions?
I think your 4 is a little bit more straight to the point than anything else when you look at it, though. I mean, your 4 is literally Scotland, Croatia, Austria, Ukraine, if you think about it. In any order, that's the question. Which order? But I think that's your 4.
I'm going to be completely silent when I do this. Yeah, I'm going to end up doing it for when I do my old man does his. Because to be fair, this is a wicked prediction. It's so ridiculous why they can't. They should have just made you sign up for the whole thing, to be honest, mate. But Telegraph being the Telegraph, isn't it? But yeah, this is me going to be completely silent when I do these predictions, and I'm just going to read them off really quick.
So you didn't daily record it then? Whoa, what?
Yep.
You're telling me from your 4 teams, from 3rd best teams, you're telling me Ukraine and Croatia miss out?
Yes.
Wow.
Now I know I'm quite
controversial.
I know I'm quite controversial and wild with takes, but this is a whole new low for you. I'm eager.
The thing is, at the end of the day, guys, I love a controversial take. However, I genuinely think Ukraine are dropping points across the board here. Same with Slovakia, which keeps the points total low. Georgia, same again here. So I think that just about pushes them up. And ultimately with Ukraine, no, I just said Ukraine. Oh my god, I'm losing my marbles, aren't I? But Croatia,
Yeah.
loss of points, goal difference. Sadly, that's where it goes for me.
That's very interesting, though. Like I admire the I admire the courage to go for it. I really do. I mean, that is still bold as hell, but fair play.
Now the thing is, my predictions up here weren't bold, but I did the same with Euro 2020. Third place.
That's true. We all did,
always
though. To be
bold.
fair, we were wild. Our predictions for 2020 was mental.
Oh, they were
It was
nuts.
a long ass stream. It was a long ass stream, but it was fun.
We need to dig that one back out. I want to see what I did on that because I imagine it was a monstrosity. But
I mean, I still got. I mean, I said that it would either be Germany or Italy to win it, so I don't really care. I still won in the end.
you did. At the end of the day, where's the banner?
Right, round of 16.
Do you want to? Do you want to just? You know what? Let's just dive. Let's just do it. May as well.
Yeah.
Let's just fuck it, Nathan. Let's just do
Right,
it, Nathan.
I'm gonna get a telegraph account quick. What was the topic
Naturally.
here, Reece?
I was going to say one thing I want to ask is who you think is going to be the player of the tournament. Who do you think is going to get so that's the golden ball.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to get the golden boot? Who do you think will get the golden glove? And who do you think will be the young player of the tournament? So I think, on a limb, I think the golden ball will go to Toni Kroos.
Yeah.
I think young player of the tournament will be Musiala. I think Harry Kane will be the top goal scorer. And I'm going to go wildly. I think in terms of the golden glove, I think it could potentially be Jordan Pickford.
Mm-hmm.
Player of the tournament, Mbappe.
Good shout.
Young player, Musiala.
Yeah, boy.
Golden boot.
Mbappe again, I
That's
reckon.
difficult. Yeah, I think probably Mbappe. Golden glove, Livakovic. What was the other one?
Yeah. It was just that. It was golden boot, golden glove, golden ball, young player, which you've done. I don't think there's any. Actually, yeah. Who do you think will be your? Obviously, who do you think will be your your overall dark horse? I think I would like to say Scotland or Hungary, but I think I'm going to go purely for how I think they'll do in the tournament. I think it'll probably be Austria, but I think
Austria.
I think our group has certainly got two outweighing dark horse, but I think it'll be Austria.
Yeah, I think so.
What about you, Nathan? You're on mute, but I can hear you.
So I was just doing the predictor then. What was the first question?
So, golden ball. So, player of the tournament.
Player of the tournament, Jamal Musiala.
Golden boot.
This is the hardest one.
Could be Harry Kane, you know.
I generally think it will be.
Things of Harry Kane.
I think he'll try too hard to be a little bit more selfish. I think he'll try and carry them through.
Sadly, he is Mr. France. It's going to be Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think so.
Young player of the tournament.
Jude Bellingham.
Excellent shout. That is an excellent shout. I'm hoping Nagelsmann does a reverse fortune and turns around and says, actually, Neuer, you're actually on the bench, Ter Stegen starts, but he's not gonna. And obviously the next one was who you think will get the golden glove. So who do you think will do the best goalkeepers, most clean sheets?
Golden glove.
I realise that means I have to say that England actually have to do well for me to say Jordan Pickford, so I've realised I've made a horrible, horrible mistake. I'm changing it to Mike Magnan. I just realised I would have said Diogo Costa, but he's got a little slip in him, but I really do like him.
With the group they're in, Magnan as well.
Okay.
And last one, dark horse for you.
Dark horse for me is Hungary.
You've got Hungary.
Yeah, I've said it from the start of the stream. I knew it coming into it. Unfortunately, just
They are
with the way
good.
they've been in qualified Nations League, if you're that consistent going into a tournament, and when your fortunes have been going like that,
Yeah.
fair play to them. What, is it done it all the same? Oh, I hate the telegraph.
So it should give you the who will be paired against each other.
What I've done is because I put it on 3 separate ones. It's just reset it. So let me just pop it back to what I had it. 2 seconds.
As in, like, it's reset because you've signed up and it's reset our predictions.
No, it's not reset them. So what it's done is
God.
yeah, I'm just watching it back now.
I was going to say, if they did that to us, that would have been a bloody joke.
I know.
Sure.
I know, mate. Yeah, I'm just going to correct mine now. Actually, that is mine. Let's go back to Reese's.
As always, Doug. Nice choice in football shirt.
Oh, cheers.
Yeah,
I do like that one, to be fair. It is nice. It's one of the nicest ones in a long time.
I think the one they had for the anniversary, I think that was the best one of the newish ones, I think.
I would have taken that one to the Euros, to be honest. I would have taken that.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's specifically just for the anniversary, but I would have taken it for this.
Okay, so Reese's, what we got? Serbia. Yeah, I'm just popping your one in now, Doug. Ukraine. Yeah. Just a reminder, Doug, was your Group F Portugal, Czech Republic, Georgia, Turkey? Well, yeah, Turkey, Georgia bottom.
Portugal, Czech Republic, Turkey, Georgia.
Turkey, Georgia, that's perfect. Let me just grab your one now for your bottom 3. Ah, there we go, I got it. So, had Italy. Yeah, apologies, lads. I don't know why it's done this. Scotland. In fact, let me grab screen share back. Oh, wrong tab. There we go. Bingo. So, what was the other one that you had? Let's have Austria, Turkey, Slovakia. Okay, that's yours. Just need to find Reese's. Oops.
I can't believe you have Ukraine and Croatia not making the round of 16. That's...
I know.
I think that's yeah.
Okay.
I think there's been bold, and I think there's been beyond ridiculous. But
oh yes. To be fair, it wouldn't have been me without a beyond ridiculous prediction. You had Croatia top, didn't you, Reece?
I had Croatia, Spain, Italy. Yeah.
Perfect. Denmark. You had Slovenia, then Serbia, didn't you, as well?
I did. Yep.
And then Georgia, Turkey, like that.
Yep.
Perfect. And then I've got your Scotland. Let me just double check. So Scotland, Italy, Slovenia. Then you had Netherlands in 4th. Ukraine, Georgia. Right. Perfect. Bingo. Apologies about that, lads. We're all set. So let me go back. Sorry, let me just sort that out. There we are. Right. Happy days, Reece. Take the show away.
Okay,
Now
right off. This is hard. Okay. Germany to go through against Denmark.
Yep.
Hungary to beat Spain.
Yep.
I'm only joking. I think Spain will go a bit of distance, but they won't lose that way. To
be fair, I thought you were dead serious then. I mean, that's a banging game, though.
It would be. It would be very interesting. I think Spain would get a similar scare against Hungary as they did against Morocco. I think they would have learned. Hopefully, they'll learn their lesson. I'm going to say Croatia would beat Scotland, but on penalties. I think it would generally go the distance.
Yeah,
England versus Netherlands. I'm actually going to go England on that. Portugal, Austria, Italy, France.
Perfect. Oh, that's an interesting bracket.
Okay.
Me. Oh, I'm all right. At least I've avoided one rematch. Ooh.
Germany, Croatia.
Yep.
In this
We know what
scenario,
we know what the heart.
Say Scotland.
Crazy is we could do it, but it's knockout football. It's totally different.
Yeah.
That's the scary
Spain.
part.
I'm going to go Spain, unfortunately. England. Portugal. Netherlands. Italy. France.
Interesting. Right,
That is
nice.
seriously interesting. Let's see what Nathan's got.
Oh, good lord.
He's got some.
Actually, that's not bad.
Scotland have been shafted by you two twice when you look at it compared to me. I mean, I got Croatia, but Doug got Spain. Nathan's got Portugal.
Unbelievable.
Although France versus Czech Republic is just the most consistent match.
Now, where do I go with this?
This is England, Austria.
Yeah,
I
we've
know.
done well with that, boys.
Of course, England. Well, I can't even say it's an easy tie, but that's annoying. I'm going to go bold again.
Oh my goodness! Wow. Okay.
Hungary knocking Spain
I mean,
out.
as much as I do see it, I don't know. I don't think. I think they would lose potentially the next game would be their downfall, but it's a fair one to try at least.
But I just think with Hungary though, I can see the arrogance coming across with Spain, and I just think they need one extra tournament.
The thing with Hungary though, and this
with
is
that squad.
Hungary have taken some big scalps off big teams in recent years, like beating Germany, drawn with Germany 3-3 as well, beating England 4-0, like beating Italy. Like they've done this. And they've not looked bad in either game. They, like a home or away, they've actually been the better side. I just think with the Spanish, it's just a little bit extra quality ball, so they can change it up and they can go route one and they can just play a brilliant pass to Morata and he'll just score. That's the scary part to Spain. Spain have added a little bit more route one to their game. But I like the boldness.
Can use it?
I do like the boldness in picking Hungary though. I really do.
Yeah, I'm going to stay with the boldness, to be fair. And I said at the start of the stream, for me, there's going to be another 2016 style Wales and another 2020 style Denmark in this tournament. It screams of it. So in that case, Italy going through. Pains me to say it. I'm not even going to say it. You all know what's coming.
Yep.
Sadly,
yeah,
Netherlands are going through. Nice and simple.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what I've got.
Oh, that is a tasty game in the middle there.
Oh, shit. Okay, now I need to be unbiased. Actually, I've been unbiased throughout the whole thing. Okay, Germany to win against Croatia. Whether it be in 90 minutes or even on penalties, Croatia don't beat the Germans on penalties. I've got Portugal to beat Austria.
Yep.
I think this is where, like I said about one tournament too soon, France to beat Italy.
Yep.
England will lose to Spain.
I agree. See what Doug's got. Oh, he's got the same.
No, he don't. Look at his first match.
Oh my god, I didn't even see that.
You've actually got the revenge. You've got the 20. You've actually got the Euro final rematch from '08. You've got the World Cup 2010 semi-final rematch. You've got the World Cup 2022 group stage where they drew 1-1. And then you've got the Battle of Nuremberg revenge. Italy versus France is a cheat code itself, and then England versus Croatia is a semi-final and group stage rematch. This is exciting. And World Cup as well.
To be fair, this quarter-final, if it is actually
this is the best.
All these, this is going to be the best of all time.
No, by far, because this is when you look at it as a whole. When you look at it as a whole, there's only 2 teams in that entire quarterfinal from this run-up that Doug's got that haven't won a trophy, and they're paired against each other. I think that's actually more special.
Yeah.
Right.
You've got 2 non-winners, and you've got success all the way across. Oh, this is tasty. And I like how you've got it. You've got the 2 most successful teams against each other. Then you've got 1-1 for Portugal and Netherlands, and you've got 2-2 Italy, France.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I'm going to go Germany.
Yeah.
Good man. Ooh.
I'm going to just go Portugal against Netherlands. France to beat Italy.
Yep.
And I think Croatia beat England.
Fantastic.
I think they drag them. I think they would drag them.
Interesting.
I hope that's not the quarterfinal, because then I would have to, unfortunately, pick the Italians.
I don't even know who he supports in that one.
Head-to-head record, Germany have a weaker head-to-head record against the Italians when it comes to tournament football.
I was expecting that comment, James, but
to be fair, I had you get quarterfinals. I think that's quite fair.
That is reasonable. Mind you're not going to like my prediction coming up. Let's just say there's my spoiler.
Well,
so
if he says I'm going to 4-0 in Germany, I'd laugh.
Germany are beating the Italians. Realistically, it's going to happen in their home tournament, and they're going to get revenge.
You'd hope so. I'd be neutral in that game, to be fair. But actually, I'd still hope the Germans go through. But I'd still be naturally neutral.
100%. Portugal are beating the Netherlands. Definitely. Bye Belgium. That rhymes.
Yes.
And then I'm calling it now. In Gareth Southgate's last game in charge.
It would be quite poetic if Hungary was the team that beat them.
It would. That's 2 insane semi-finals for you, Reece.
Yep. Germany to beat Portugal, make the final. France to beat Spain.
There's your final. Oh, there's a rematch in there.
I actually quite like this.
I'm going Germany.
I got a sneaky suspicion. I know what Doug's going to. I've got a sneaky suspicion here. I think Doug might pick Croatia.
I think he might as well.
I'm going Croatia.
I thought so. I was like sneaky. I was like, it would just seem poetic.
Sneaky.
Like there's something scary.
Semi-final.
There's just something scary where I would actually like the last Euros to be like for the final. I would actually like for it to be Kroos versus Modric as the final match. I think that would be the perfect international ending in Europe.
Yeah.
Because Modric, realistically, he has to retire internationally after this tournament. He has to.
I can't see him making it to World Cup 26 for me.
Me neither.
He's going to be knocking on the door of 40. Croatia needs to transition properly. I can see him retiring, to be honest.
It is still really interesting, though. Great selections, though, throughout. Now for
Absolutely.
Nathan's final.
Germany are getting through against Portugal. Now, Martinez is being exposed in this game by Nagelsmann.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going to happen there, but Portuguese fans are going to be calling for his head like mad when they get absolutely decimated. Then this is where it gets interesting. Massive banana skin, but Mbappe, Mr. International Tournament, you cannot sleep on the French, especially with that squad. Same final as your Reece.
But will we have the same prediction? That's the interesting one. Now, have I got Germany to become the outright most successful team in European history? Or do I have France tying Spain and Germany on 3 each? If you base it on its tournament football in the past 10 years, in terms of Europe-wise, the most successful teams in terms of how they've played, before the recent slip-ups, it was Spain, Germany, France, and I would honestly say England. I would, based on how far they've went in recent tournaments. I think you cannot exclude that, but also Croatia. Top level experience, there is so many winners at club level in the German squad, but also the French squad. But I think the French have just had a little bit more edge because of Deschamps. I think the reason why England didn't win Euro 2020 is because even though he was in the job far less than Southgate, Mancini had far more experience at winning trophies and being able to change things up in matches, especially big games.
Yeah,
That's why I think Italy beat England at the last Euros. Deschamps has been the France manager since 2012. Since Euro 2012, he's been their manager, I believe, or just before World Cup 2014. Because I know he was managing that tournament. No, it was Euro 2012, yeah. So he's overseen a defeat to Germany at the World Cup. They lost to Germany. He then beats Germany in the Euro semi-finals at home. They've had numerous friendlies since, but Nagelsmann has the recent better head-to-head record. I think Germany win the Euros, but I'm going to say Germany beats them in extra time.
Ooh.
I think it goes into extra time, but it will not go to penalties. I think Germany still win the tournament, but it'll be hard. But I think people need to stop sleeping on them. Even if they get semi-finals, people will have to hold their hand up and say they were wrong about the German team.
Yeah. And I can see there being a lot of that. At the end of the day, you just cannot back Germany at their home tournament. In the last 10 years, they've had some stinky tournaments. It's not going to happen again.
They've got great record on home soil. Like, they've always went the distance on home soil tournaments.
Exactly.
Semi-final, winners. Final, and like they've done all that. So I'm like, it's hard to bet against them. It really is tricky. But there's still a possibility where they could really bomb their own tournament. They could not get through the group again. If that happens, then there's going to be some serious questions for the German Football Association. But they've got a really staple squad. I think the one thing Nagelsmann's done really well is he's playing wingers from the bench, and he's starting with Gundogan as that central attacking midfield role, and he's playing Musiala and Florian Wirtz as two wide tens. They're already quick enough, but it lets them be more creative. Robert Andrich has had a beautiful season for Leverkusen. He's a fantastic number 6.
Yeah.
And Toni Kroos is still the best central midfield player on the planet. I think when he dictates a game, it really is hard to stop him. They've got a stable defence, provided they actually have control and they're more focused. I think not taking Mats Hummels is still a mistake. I think Mats Hummels should have been in the squad ahead of Thomas Müller. in that perspective. I think if you're taking experience, I would have taken Hummels over Muller, but I do like the German chances, but it really will come down to moments in big games where they've got to be clinical. It's just hard to write them out. I think Germany and France are the two teams that people are, when you look at outstanding favourite compared to sleeping giant in a way, this could be the tournament that reawakens Germany on a tournament basis.
Yeah.
And it has to be the tournament.
100%. Doug, what's your thoughts?
I think I'm different between both of you because I've always got Croatia making the final. I'm actually going to say this. I think this could be the tournament that Luka Modric bows out on top. I'm actually going to go Croatia to beat Germany.
Wow.
That would actually be... Look at that. 3% have predicted Croatia to win Euro 2024. You are one of 3%, Doug.
If
that happens, that is great.
I've had a feeling actually since the tournament's been, this tournament it's not even begun yet. I've just had a feeling about Croatia.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is about it, but just something about them. Just something about them just thinks to me that I think they could go on and win a tournament, and I think it could be this one.
I think the worst thing for Germany is if they do get Croatia in the final, because so many of the Croatian players play in the Bundesliga. But like you said, Modric knows some of these German players inside out, the likes of Rudiger and Toni Kroos, the Bayern Munich players as well.
Yeah.
Like that's the worst thing. I do agree. I think if Croatia did get the final against Germany, I think if it went to penalties, I don't think Croatia would, even though Croatia are really good at penalties, I don't think they'd beat Germany on penalties. But in 0 to 120 minutes, it would be very hard not to rule them out. The only reason they lost their last final to France is because of just how good that France team was.
Yeah.
This time it's anyone's ball game.
I've just got a feeling that they might get revenge on France. Just got a feeling.
It would be nice. It would be nice to see.
Right, Nathan. Reece has Germany. I have Croatia. Who do you have?
They're doing it on home soil, aren't they? As much as I love France, and I genuinely think that French team is special and could just go on and win a ridiculous amount of international trophies, you cannot not back Germany on home soil. Considering the players they've got, Kroos is going to want another international trophy before he bows out. France, they've got a good young squad as well. Mbappe's going to be winning more international trophies, more World Cups. Now is the time for Germany to do it. And all roads are leading to the correct road, and it's going to happen.
Weird thing as well, though, is if Germany haven't won a Euros since '96 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. England.
And they weren't a favourite to win that tournament, even though they had won the World Cup 6 years before. They were one of the favourites, but they weren't the outstanding favourite to win Euro 96. But when you look at the quality they've got in this squad, I don't know how people can be writing a team off like the German squad that they've got. It doesn't make sense. To me anyway, it doesn't make sense.
100%.
Like, how can you say a team that includes, even though he has passed his best, but how can you say a team that includes Neuer or Ter Stegen, Rudiger, Toni Kroos, Thomas Müller, Jamal Musiala, Florian Wirtz, even Andrić, Ilkay Gundogan, Leroy Sané, how can you not say that team is capable of winning this tournament?
I genuinely don't understand it.
And Joshua Kimmich as well. Like, I don't understand how people can immediately write them off, even though they've not done well the last two tournaments, which is fine.
Yeah.
That was Joachim Low taking the piss and Hansi Flick not playing players in their proper positions. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Absolutely.
Good stream, boys.
Smashed it, lads.
Yeah.
And obviously, now Euros are in full swing coming from this Friday. What is it as well? Scotland reached the Euros. WWE decided to hold an event the same weekend in Scotland. First ever pay-per-view in Scotland. That's just perfect luck, isn't it, Reece?
Yeah, because I'm missing the game on Friday. Shock for me. I'm missing it. So yeah, I'm at that. Funnily enough, so I'm there both days. I'm there on the Friday and the Saturday. So I'm missing a lot of key games. But I'll watch our game when I come home, regardless of the result. I'll just restart it and watch it from scratch, because there's no way I'm not ending the Friday night without watching our kickoff match. It's just not happening. But
100%.
I really am excited to watch this tournament. I think we've got the makings of having one of the best European championships ever, not just because Scotland are in it, but the level of talent involved in this tournament. It's really interesting to see where it'll go, and just who will be the winner from the end of July. It's genuinely anyone's game.
Yeah. I completely agree with you there. But Doug, thanks for popping on tonight as well. Smashed it on your stream earlier, smashed it on the stream tonight. Where can they find you, and how are you looking forward to the Euros?
Yeah, I'm very excited for the Euros. Well, thank you very much for having me. And as I said, my YouTube channel is the Dugout Football channel. And yeah, I'll see you guys around. I'm pretty sure of that.
You're
Happy
always
days.
welcome back on this for more content throughout the Euros. There's some other people we'd like to invite on during the Euros as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Maisie, you're one of them. You probably dipped off, but Maisie, you're absolutely one of them we'd like to invite on for the Euro stuff. Get George back on. We want to get Josh involved again. Hopefully, he's been it's been a long time. Doug, absolutely for you throughout the tournament, more appearances. Hopefully, anyone else that'd like to get involved with us over the coming month and a half, 2 months of European Championship football, please reach out to us, drop your responses or tweet us on our obviously send some replies on the video, but also get your tweets on our World of Football Pod Twitter account. Definitely get all that, because if you want to get involved, we're more than welcome to have anyone, because we will be doing some watch-alongs throughout the tournament as well. We'll probably start doing
streams coming in as well, more predictions.
We'll probably start
next month.
We won't do them every day. Like for the Euros, it's not possible because unfortunately we do have personal lives that involves work. But maybe 1 or 2 games throughout the weekend. Maybe we'll do 1 game on a Saturday, 1 game on the Sunday. We might do 1 or 2 games throughout the weekdays when we're at our home base, not our office base. But I think we'll try and certainly do watch-alongs for the 2 semi-finals, and I think we'll try and do a watch-along for the final. I think we'll try and do that throughout, because we did some watch-alongs for the 2021 Euros. We didn't do it for the World Cup, obviously, because that was impossible, but the Euros we certainly did. So we'll do some watch-alongs there. We're going to do an end-of-tournament quiz. We'll do that, so I'm announcing it now. The week after the Euros end, because obviously we want to review the tournament in a way. We'll review each round, but obviously we want to have fun reviewing the final. So that's going to be fun. So the week after the final review, so that will be 2 weeks after the tournament ends, we will do just a little fun Euros quiz. But to all that's watched, thank you very much. We've went 2 hours and 4 minutes, as this will go 2 hours 4, 2 hours 5 after this show ends. So thank you all for watching.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Remember to like, comment, subscribe to the Can Sport channel. That'd be appreciated. Like us on there and listen back on Spotify as well. That would also be greatly appreciated. And yeah, 4 more days to go, baby. Bring on Friday night. We'll see you all around. Enjoy your week, guys. Happy days. And I completely missed the button to put the intro back on then. Yeah, there it is. Have a good weekend, guys. Enjoy. There's my blooper for the evening. Bingo. Basically, like Rob Page Ball, wasn't it?
Grazie.
live on YouTube, and listen back on Spotify. This is the World of Football podcast.